Hi there, it's me, Brad Fish, and welcome to another episode of Dangerous Things You Can Least Expect. On today's show, we are going to be looking at Scotland and why that are a dangerous thing you may not have expected. What are Scotland, you may be asking? Is it a country? That is a hard one to answer. But I think for me, if I want to understand what Scotland are about, I look at the words that make up that word. So you have the word Scotch, which are a strong drink, and you have the word land, which are like soil or dirt or something like that. So dirt drink. Yeah, that don't make a lot of sense. But if you are wondering what are dangerful about Scotland, there are so many things. The first thing that are very dangerous are that they do not even wear pants under their skirts. And I'm just talking about the boys and the men there. They are wearing skirts. Like, what are that the men are wearing skirts? That can be so confusing. You go into a house of a Scottish person and you say, who wears the pants in this house? It are like being on the Oprah show. It's like, you have a skirt and you have a skirt and you have a skirt, and they're like, who wears the pants in his house? Nobody. Like, nope, nobody wears the pants in this house. So how will you ever know that? And then if you spend time with Scottish people, you know what can be very frustrating, or if you try ask them things, because Scottish people get so excited at the start of answering a question, but then at the end they just kind of lose interest or something. Because I were with this Scottish man the other day and I said, hey, would you like me to make you some coffee? And he went, I would like some coffee, I wouldn't like some coffee. And then he just looked at me like very excited to start off his sentence, but then he'd have tapered off a bit at the end, or like, hey, do you want to go outside for a run? What do you want to run? Are you going to have a run? Are you not going to have a run? Like, finish your sentence, man. So the Scottish people, they get excited to answer, but maybe it are the excitement that have made them not finish the question. Maybe if you ask them what letter come after H in the alphabet, then maybe they will get that one right. I. But yeah, it are very hard to communicate with them sometimes because they speak a little funny. And then maybe the last thing that I've noticed about the Scottish people, this are very strange, is that they are not so good at moving things. I was walking past a field in Scotland, and there were these people, and they have taken this huge tree, and they took off all the branches and the leaves. So it's just like this giant stump or this giant log or whatever, and they're trying to move it from one place to another place. And the man take it and he throw it as far as he can, but it are a big tree. It are like as big as 3 men or something, and it like hardly move far at all. And then his friends who are just watching him do this, they go and grab it and they move it back to where it started from. So I was like looking at this and I was like, that don't seem very helpful at all. And they even have a name for it. They call it a cabba or something like that. And man have to toss the cabba and it go like not very far, but then they bring it back. It's almost like they're testing him. And I'm like, dudes, why don't you all, if all 5 of you grab the wood together, then you can take it to the place where you want. Don't keep bringing it back to the beginning because you won't get it anywhere. So I keep watching them, and then I see this other thing, and it are called tug of war. Now, if you don't know what the tug of war is, again, if you look at the words, a tug are a small ship that help move a big ship, and war are when you are fighting each other. So a ship of fighting or something. So I hear, okay, tug of war, and I think, yo, fighting ship, that sounds exciting. But I go along, and it are a bunch of people who are trying to move a piece of string or a piece of rope or something. And I was like, I don't know how this has anything to do with fighting with a boat. But I was like, okay, let me watch. And these people take the string, and again, it are like Scottish people do not know how to move things, because half of them take the one side and half of them take the other side. It's like, oh, let's put it over here. No, let's. And they're just pulling against each other. And I'm like, guys, why don't you all grab the same side of the string and pull together? Because then you will get it to go where you want it to go. And maybe, why don't you even tie that string against the log that are lying over there, your cabba or whatever it are, because then you can pull it together and you can get the cabba exactly where you want it to go. So I've had to help these Scottish people, but they are not so good at moving things. And so there are probably many other reasons, like look up haggis in the dictionary. Don't even get me started on that one. It I don't even know what it are. They're like a giant balloon full of mints that they are eating, and I stay far away from that one. But I don't think that Scottish people are bad as a whole, even if the boys wear skirts and they don't know how to move things. And so if you ask me if I like Scottish people, then my response to you would be, I